We love Wednesdays around here, and I know y'all do too, because it's time for Mike Giordano and from Williams Wealth Management for Mike on the Money. Always so much fun. Today we're talking about getting your finances in order as a consistent checkup, not just kind of a one-time thing once a year around tax time or Christmas. So let's talk about the process. This is one goal at a time. Retirement planning. Mike, what do we need to know as we're actually planning for our retirement, and when do you start that?
Yep, today. Yeah.
Yesterday.
Jane, you know, it's great. Yes, it's oftentimes I hear people saying that they think investment planning, retirement planning is a one-off move.
Yeah.
And there are certain milestones, right? When you get a new job, you have 401k, and you sign up for that 401k and you get money going over. Congratulations to you, because you are getting going on your investments and your retirement planning. But the thing you need to understand about retirement planning is that we're talking about a multi-decade goal. So there's a lot of complexity to it and a lot of different variables. Some of them you control. What's your lifestyle going to be like? Is your lifestyle going up, down? How much money are you going to spend in those go-go years versus those no-go years, right? But then there's a lot of stuff you don't control. We don't know what inflation is going to look like. We don't know how the markets are going to respond. So you constantly need to reevaluate these things to make sure, am I saving enough? Am I saving too much? Do I need to increase how fast I'm driving my investments? Can I dial them back? What I often see, the mistake I see people making is the strategy they had in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, they continue into their 50s when they got a lot more money and a lot less time. And you run into problems where you have COVID or you have 2022, markets go down big, and now they're stressed out, right? We snap back from those, but you always have to be prepared for years and years of potential, going down and coming back.
Swings, yeah, and
Yes,
so that's why I love your advice of just kind of keep your finger on the pulse of this. What about saving for children's education? This is something that I wish my husband and I had started a little earlier.
Yeah, so this is like a little bit of a retirement goal condensed, right? It's still multi-years, but it's not maybe multi-decades, hopefully not, right, for anyone who's got their kid going to school. But you still have to factor in all the time, am I saving enough money? What's the inflation rate on college tuition, all the fees, all the other expenses? Has your child decided now they want to become a doctor or a lawyer? They want postgraduate education. You have to think through, okay, we were planning for a public university. Maybe the child wants to go to a private university. So you have to constantly keep evaluating these different variables, and these will affect whether you need to save more or save less or adjust the strategy.
But either way, save for that.
Exactly. Earlier the better.
Yep, okay. How about legacy planning? We kind of hear about legacy planning, but what do we need to do to improve our estate planning?
Yes, the thing I hear most often here is that people are like, I got a will or I set up some trusts, right? And those things are important, but it really matters how you put together all of your investments and your insurance strategies around these things to make sure you're getting the most out of them. And so that means adjusting the way you invest money in a retirement account versus a growth-free account versus a brokerage account versus potential real estate holdings. So you want to have a whole combined strategy that's going to be tax efficient for yourself and then also potentially tax efficient for your heirs.
You say it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Prudent financial planning.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Jane, if you put me under the gun and you said, Mike, I want you to put together this 5,000 piece jigsaw puzzle in the next 24 hours, right? If I get started today, right now, I can kind of take my time and hopefully get it done in 24 hours. If I sit on my hands for 12 hours, it's a little bit more stressful. If I wait to try to burn the midnight oil, I'm down to that last hour. It's impossible.
Probably not going to happen.
Right? You can't move the pieces around that fast. The same thing here. If you're trying to think about retirement planning or legacy planning, the earlier you get started, the more relaxed you can be as you're moving those pieces around and the more options you have.
What a fabulous analogy. So even when you're young and retirement feels like it's forever away,
Right.
think about that jigsaw puzzle and find the corners.
Exactly. Just small steps every day.
Excellent.
That's the key.
Mike Giordano, it's always great to have you with us. Thank you for the inspiration.